Got it.
All right, so we're live.
Thank you. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Ignite. Now you're going to have to remind me because I never get this right. Inspire, ignite, innovate. Some version of that. You are welcome to our conversation this evening, and we are global. We're actually streaming through Facebook, and I'm hoping that we've got lots and lots and lots of amazing people who are jumping on to watch this incredible conversation about how does simple energy healing reaffirm your life vibration. Interesting conversation. So I'm Sue Rumack. I'm the facilitator for this evening's conversation, and I'll be talking about myself a little bit later on in the conversation. But question is, energy healing is more than simple healing modality, and it's more than being snuggled up against Western medicine. So energy is a living frequency. If we believe that, then this information is going to be very interesting for you tonight's conversation. If you don't believe it yet, energy is a living frequency. You're going to have some eye-opening moments, so stay on. So energy is a living frequency, which when directed with purpose and intention into the human body, makes magic happen. So tonight we're taking an interconnectedness, we're talking about interconnectedness of more than mind, body, spirit. And that's contributing to the life vibrancy in ways not usually shared in public media. Miracles, perhaps. God, maybe. Angels, definitely. Science, absolutely. Or is it a combination of all that that makes the magic happen? So right here, right now, we have 4 chosen panelists who will share their personal information, their personal experiences about how energy healing has impacted their lives in some way, how they teach it, how they use it, how they make use of it in their daily lives. And we may end up hearing a few secrets and a few tricks and more than a few stories that will deepen your next energy healing. And I'm hoping that you all have some energy work done somewhere by somebody. So please welcome our expert panelists. Tonight we have Alison Zeidler, who is a member of our Sacred You community. We have Joyita, who is the tribe host of The Child Within. We have Denise Blackney, who is going to introduce herself and what she does in just a moment. And we have Linda Binns, who is our Sacred You specialist on Feng Shui. I'm Sue Rumack, and I am an overwhelmed strategist and an empath trainer. So we're just going to go ahead and we're going to start. Let's start with Alison. Alison, tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, and how energy works for you. How do you bring that information into tonight's conversation? Just a few bits of information.
Thanks. So I'm Alison Zeidler. I live in northwestern Canada, and I've been working with energy for years and years, since 2009. And I use quantum touch as a modality for the most part, although I think that energy healing is just across the board, regardless of what we call it. I'm a holistic wellness facilitator, so that means that I work with people to balance physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, everything, because everything's connected. And I use energy healing pretty much every single day. It's the cornerstone of my practice, of even kind of like a belief system, because everything is energy, and we even if we don't believe it, everything vibrates. Everything is energy. So, yeah.
I think you're going to be a perfect addition to tonight's panel. I'm so glad you're here. Thank you, Alison. Denise, your turn. You're up.
Hi. Yeah, thank you for having me here. This is just so beautiful. I support and teach people to self-heal, body, spirit, soul, that then changes the perspective of their mind to be able to create this flow within their body. And Yeah, I think that says it all. And yeah, just using all the modalities that I've been able and fortunate and had the great opportunity to learn along the way. And I've been doing this for, I would say 20 years, starting off slow. And then in the last 10 years, just really amping up. I suppose when we learn, our vibration raises, so more comes into our vicinity, because that's what energy does. When you clear stuff out, more comes in. So that's what I help people do and support them to heal themselves, pain, emotion, physically, mentally. Yeah.
Oh, you are going, oh my goodness. We've got two experts so far. I am so excited. Linda, unmute yourself and come on and tell us about you two.
Yes, hi, I'm Linda Binns. I'm originally from England. I've lived in the US for 30 years now, and I'm living in the wonderful state of Oregon. And I have been an energy coach in one way or another for over 26 years now. And I started as a feng shui practitioner, holistic health consultant as well. And basically, I teach people energy awareness and energy mastery so that they understand not only their own energy, but the energy around them and how it affects them. Energy of the environment, any of this energy of the situations they're in, what they're attracting into their lives based on their energy vibration, which I know we'll talk more about later. And I specialize in working with people who are high sensory or highly sensitive, if you like, heart-centered, empathic people. And very often the people I work with don't actually know that they are highly sensitive. So I help them bring that out and understand it more. So that's what I do.
Oh, thank you so much. So many different perspectives. Joyita, the child within.
Yeah, hi. I'm
Hi.
Joyita. I am from India, and I am from a place where yoga and Ayurveda have been there since ages. So I have been a yoga practitioner since a very young age because this is something which, is there within us. And when we say yoga, we are always balancing the body with the exercises, with the breath work, and then we also have meditation or dhyana. So it was a natural progression into Reiki. I am a Reiki grandmaster and I've been practicing for 25 years now. So Reiki is just pure energy, and knowing the chakras, the nadis are the meridians which are there in the body, which is different from the Western medicine that is being practiced, but they are the centers where we have our various organs in the glands, and they help in the flow of the hormones. So this is what I have been doing for such a long time. I mean, I think I was doing it ever since I was born. Initially, it was unknowingly, but now that we have given a name to it, and if we talk in the realm of energy, everything is energy. Now that we speak to each other, the sound is also an energy. And I can feel the high vibes, the high energy of this group here, and I'm glad to be here. Thank you.
And we are thrilled to have you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm just going to reintroduce myself and give a little bit of background on myself as well. I chose this topic because I really felt that while we talk about energy and we work with energy all the time, the general public may not really have a clear understanding. They have a generalized idea of what energy does and how it maybe can help them or get in the way, but they really don't have a clear understanding of what it is and how experts use it to help themselves, but also to help their clients. So, as I said, I'm Sue Rumack. I am an empath trainer and an overwhelm strategist. I've been a life coach for over 16 years. I've been working with energy all my life. I'm a channeler, a meditator, a healer, all of that. And for me, life force, life energy is a flow. And if the flow is low and slow, when I start my day goes not so great. If the energy and flow when I wake up in the morning is there, naturally it's a woohoo day. My coaching is higher, better, more effective. I feel healthier and happier. My relationships with everybody else are better. But as a life coach, I find that everything I do, I work mostly with, as Linda does, HSPs, highly sensitive people, and empaths. I don't work with I don't work in the way that Linda does. I teach people how to use the energy that they take in from other people to read it, understand it, filter it, block what is not good for them, send it back on a very gentle healing wave to the other person, which calms both people's energy spheres so that people can communicate better. And it helps lives. So that's where my passion is. And we're going to jump right into our conversation now that we know who each other is and what we bring. And our topic tonight is, I'm going to say it one more time, how does simple energy healing reaffirm your life vibration? And I'm going to start with question one. I'm going to ask each and every one of you, from your perspective, please explain your definition of life vibration. That's the first one, your definition of life vibration. And it doesn't have to be textbook. It can just be your experience. And a second definition, please describe energy healing. Life vibration, energy healing are two definitions. Who would like to start? Raise a finger, raise a hand, unmute. Okay, Linda, go ahead.
So definition of life vibration, well, everything is energy, as we've already said, and everything has a vibration, an energy vibration to it. And as you said, Sue, it depends on, the vibration that you are experiencing determines what your experience of the day will be, what your experience will be with other people, because like attracts like. So if your vibration's down here, you'll attract things of like vibration. When your vibration is higher, you will attract higher vibration experiences. And I think I see energy healing as, yes, it can be sort of hands-on and it can be a clearing of energy. But to me, energy healing is anything you do to raise your vibration. It could be something very simple, everyday things. So for example, I have a cup of tea. If I'm drinking a cup of tea out of a plastic cup, what is the vibration of that versus drinking it out of a very special cup? Because I love this cup, it feels good to me, so that raises my vibration. So you can even consider that as an aspect of energy healing. If I catch myself thinking thoughts that are disempowering, that are taking me in a direction that I don't want to go, that is not serving me, if I notice that and I make the choice to change those thoughts into something more empowering, I see that also as energy healing, because I am again raising my vibration. If I'm aware of how my environment is affecting me, if I have a cluttered room, for example, and I can't, it's difficult to move and I can't find things, that's going to bring my vibration down. And an energy healing aspect of that would be to clear that clutter, to move out that energy, open up the space. That has a direct impact on my own energy. So it's really anything and everything that you do to improve your vibration, to raise your vibration, to feel better, if you like. So that's my interpretation of energy healing. And it's something that we can be doing every minute of every day. It takes simple awareness. And the more aware you are, the more you can control that energy and learn how to master it and understand exactly what's coming into your life and why. So that's my.
Oh, lovely. I love it. So we're starting with energy healing as an awareness at the base. Okay.
Yeah.
Who would like to go next? Jada.
So I absolutely agree with what Linda says. And when we talk of energy, it is like sometimes we do not understand it is the word energy. We just say that, I'm feeling very low. So it's basically low vibe. So everything has a in this universe, it emits a vibrational frequency, and the quality of the vibration affects my well-being. When I say my, it is other persons also. And sometimes knowingly or unknowingly, we attract people of our vibe. So the main thing which remains is to be conscious enough to be able to attract those people who are high vibe, or consciously work towards increasing your own vibes. Vibes are nothing but vibrations, which is nothing but energy. Uh, the discordant vibrations can always lead to stress and disharmony. Yeah, I would say like the disease is basically the lack of ease. And if you talk of energy healing, it's a holistic approach to wellness. So, like we all have been saying, that it is restoring the natural wellness of the body, the mind, and the spirit. So, sorry, the flow of energy within the body needs to be manipulated in a very positive way. So, basically, like since I'm a Reiki practitioner, what do? I don't do anything. I'm just vessel which allows the flow of the universal life force energy, and it helps your body to heal naturally. The body, everybody has the potential to heal itself. And what I do is that we just ensure that that balance stays.
Thank you. That was beautiful. I love the way it built onto what Linda just said.
Yeah.
Yeah. Denise, you're up. What do you think?
Yeah.
Two
Oh,
definitions.
yeah. They're just so beautiful. Thank you. I'd like to, like, vibration and everything they said is so beautiful, but I'd also like to touch on what we say and what we think, because we think when we say something, that goes out into the vibration of the world and it's felt by everyone. But we also need to consider, and what I know is when I think something, it's still a vibration and it goes out and it touches everything as well. So it's felt by everything around me. So from that, what I think and I say is also extremely important to what my narrative is. So if I'm going into my day and I'm feeling really low and I'm thinking all these low things, that's touching everything around me. So it brings my vibration and everybody else's down as well, and affects them in the same manner. And whether they carry that or let that go, that's up to their that's up to their narrative with themselves. And like we said, we attract the same. And when healing comes, it's about, for me, as I have found, is like catching ourselves and really listening to the stories that are going on within ourselves that is attracting everything to us, and that what we're also sending out. And it's finding what the narrative and following that thread to the cause of that narrative, because that's
So,
where the healing begins. Yeah.
so it's the narrative that begins the healing.
Mm.
And the narrative is all about the actual frequency, the vibrational frequency that
Yeah.
people are broadcasting from themselves. Again,
Yeah.
I hope our viewers are able to see how this picture of the definition of life vibration and the descriptions of energy healing are beginning to build a very concrete but fluid picture of
Yeah.
what this topic is all about.
Yeah.
Before I invite Alice, thank you very much, Denise. That was
Okay.
beautiful as well. Everybody's got such a beautiful way of explaining everything. Alison, I'll be with you in just one second. We do have a number of people watching, and we would love to hear your questions. So if you have questions, please put them into the comments or into the chat, and I will be advised as to who and what, and we'll be happy to ask your question. Okay, so Alison, please, your definition of life vibration and of if you could describe energy healing, that would be amazing as well.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, everyone. I think you've said it all. It's lovely. in its purest sense, I don't really even have a definition of vibration, because it is what we are. It is what sustains us, and what we breathe, and what we walk on, and every cell in our being. It's all vibrational. And without that vibration and frequency, we don't exist. For me, energy healing combines so much. It combines how we're feeling physically and mentally and emotionally, and that awareness of how we're feeling, because we do project it outward and we project it inward. And I spent a number of years being really angry, and it was mostly directed inward, but I didn't really have any friends. Life was really difficult. And I had to learn to become aware of it and become aware of my thoughts, because we can make ourselves crazy with our thoughts. We can wake up and be in a great mood and then think back to an event and allow ourselves to get sucked into the whatever happened, right? And so yes, I agree, awareness is crucial, and being able to keep our own vibration up through whatever techniques we learn. I love, Linda, what you said. It is the very simple things. The glass, what am I going to wear today? What makes me feel warm and loved and bright? So it's, yes, awareness is the key. And for people who may not understand that vibration, the frequency, the energy, if you walk into a room where someone is really, really angry, you can feel it. And you don't even need to talk to them. If you walk into a room where someone's just won 50 grand but they're not talking about it, but their vibration is so high, right? You can feel it. So
Yeah.
energy is tangible. We can't see it. It's like air, but it's there. Yeah.
Thank you, Alison. You know, I actually experienced something like that in nature once. I was way up in the mountains in the Middle East, and all of a sudden the air just became alive with these tiny, what looked like monarch butterflies. There were millions of them, and they were just swirling. And the energy from their wings was enough to change the energy signature of the air and the people that were walking in the middle of their swirls. They were only there for a few seconds, not even long enough to photograph them. And you couldn't have photographed them because they were moving so fast. But the energy that they left behind was like everybody was just so high. After they disappeared, they were there and then they were gone. And it was like, oh my God, what just happened? It was incredible. So what you're talking about is, I can see the smiles on your faces. You're actually feeling what I'm talking about. And that is how energy vibration also works. As I think it was, who was it that said it? I think it could have been Joy. Every single one of you did. Thought vibration, unspoken thought creates energy that we read. Spoken thoughts, words, ideas create energy that either lift us or bring us down or attack us or protect us. So with that in mind, let's go to the next question, which if you have the list in front of you, it's actually question number 3. How is energy healing all of your forms of energy healing, which are each different in their own way, challenging the belief that the only physical interventions, Western medicine, can significantly impact overall well-being? So is energy healing, in whatever form you bring it to your clientele, your people, is it challenging their beliefs in Western medicine as being the only form of healing? So I'm seeing nodding heads. Alison, let's start with you and see where it leads to.
Sounds good. I love it when clients come in and they're feeling physical pain, as an example. And at the end of a session, that pain has disappeared or it has reduced drastically. And without touching them or barely touching them, just directing that life force energy that allows their own internal vibration to come up higher, right? If I'm vibrating up here and they're vibrating here, they can come up. And that's where the healing can occur. And it's amazing when someone does come in and sees and feels a major shift, and they're just astounded, especially
Yeah.
first-time clients, right? And it's like, well, that's magic, right? And it's not really, but it
So
really
what you're
does, yeah,
what you're doing is really showing people that that energy can affect their health. Western
yes,
medicine affects their health. Energy is another way of finding a healing for something that perhaps Western medicine hasn't been effective with. Thank you,
exactly.
Alison. I'm going to come to Joyita because she's got such a background in Ayurvedic and all of that, and she is a Grandmaster Reiki. Go ahead, Joyita.
Thank you so much. What happens is the first thing is to pop a pill. That is what has been somehow we've been conditioned to do that. But there are cases where people will say that, let the medicine continue, but we would like to do this thing, whatever you do.
Right.
And I always tell them that everything starts with a thought. The first issue comes from here. And now the doctors also say there is something called a psychosomatic disorder or issues. So
Yeah.
when the first thought comes, there is nothing wrong in the thought coming, some negative thought pattern being there. And sometimes these are conditionings which are there from uh, your past and your past lives too, because a lot of these memories are embedded in our subconscious mind. So the thing is how to work on that. Nowadays, people really do not have the time to go back. There are non-invasive methods of working. Like, for example, we do acupuncture, that which is basically working on balancing your meridians. But there is a non-invasive method of acupuncture too, which is called EFT, the emotional freedom technique. Reiki, initially people used to think it is touch healing, but the higher levels you go, you do not need, you have distant Reiki also. So when people are, see the awareness, sometimes the awareness is not there. And in many cases, the awareness is there, but the trust is not there. So, and
Yes.
slowly, and I would not say that the Western medicine, I don't know why we call it Western medicine, but medicine does not, is slowly opening up. I have had doctors who have said that, we believe in this, but our medical studies, our whatever we do, the practice does not allow us to accept. I've had doctors referring their patients to me. They will be going through the Western medicine, and also they will come to us. And I've had doctors coming to me who have said, even WHO is recognizing that, this is another method of healing. NHS is also, I think, Linda would be aware, is opening up to these forms of medicine. In India, we have certain hospitals who have a separate cell for Reiki or pranic healing. And even our government in India, the government is working more on Ayurveda. I mean, you have everything that nature has given to us, and you don't have to look for these herbs. Many of these herbs are there in the kitchen. Many of these spices are healing for us.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
they do, it is just sometimes that smell, when we say that coffee is so good, what happens when you walk into a cafe is that aroma uplifts your mood.
Yeah.
So it is that slowly the awareness is coming up, and it is for us and a forum like this to make people more aware that these things are there and it works. The only thing is that people always look for proofs. You don't need proofs. It just works.
Okay. So basically what you're also saying is you are on the side of your vote is that old ancient healing methods are now being integrated into Western medicine practices as well. Thank you.
Absolutely.
I love that that's happening. Let's go next. We're going to do Linda last, or let's ask Denise. Denise, your question. Challenging. Is energy healing challenging the belief that only physical intervention like Western medicine can significantly impact overall well-being?
Yeah, I love what Jointa said, is just so perfect, and Alison as well. Yeah, it's taking the overall now. It's just not the physical body, where it's also looking at the spiritual and the soul, because we're a threefold. You know, when we heal, when we're healing, trying to just heal the physical body, which a lot of Western medicine did, the symptoms keep coming back again because we're not getting to the cause of it, which where your vibration comes in. You know, as we think and we speak, that's who we are. And if we've got pain, we're not, you know, it's about going to the pain and asking the questions, as all of you beautiful people know, is getting to the causal of our pain and our trauma and our you know, anything that's going on within our body, for our spirit and our soul to also heal. Because it's like I said, it's a threefold cord, and where Western medicine goes is just on the physical, and all the Ayurveda, Reiki that works on our spiritual as well as our soul. So it just brings it all beautifully in together. And it's so beautiful to hear that Western medicine is now coming into, okay, now let's look at this, let's look at the natural and really go that way. So it's now looking at doing the threefold for us instead of just the physical, because we're more than just the physical.
That's my next question. So I'm going to let you go into that one on the next one. Yeah. Thank you very much. I love the way you brought in that physical, spiritual side of it too. Wonderful. Okay, Linda, you're up. Your answer.
What can I add? Well, I think traditionally medicine sees everybody as the same, or every symptom as the same. You have migraines, okay, this is a medicine to stop migraines. You have stomach problems, here is a medicine to deal with that. You have heart problems, here's a medicine to deal with that. I think with energy healing, the beauty of it, one of the beautiful things about it, is that it sees everybody, recognizes that everybody is unique, everybody is different. So if you have 10 people standing in front of you that all get migraines, their needs and what's going to help them is going to be different for every single one, because it depends so much on what's going on with them internally, what's going on in their lives, what's going on around them. And so I think that's a big part of it, is that everyone is different. And when you come from the perspective of energy healing, you're able to recognize that and work with the person to give them exactly what it is they need, rather than saying, okay, you have this, take that. You see, and typically, just like I think Denise said, I play tennis. Lots of tennis players have shoulder problems, knee problems, whatever, and they'll just take painkillers before they play or after they play. Nobody really thinks about, let me explore that and look at the reasons for me experiencing this pain. I just want it to stop. But it doesn't go anywhere. It doesn't do anything. So I think that's one of the beautiful things about energy healing, is that you're really looking at the whole person, at the whole their whole, not just them, but their whole life experience, and you bring all of it in. And I think that's one of the biggest ways for me that it challenges that. And it even goes to things like counseling. I have a lot of people who come to work with me who have been seeing therapists or counselors for years. And they all say the same thing after about 1 or 2 sessions. They say, well, I think I've made more progress in a couple of sessions than I have in the years I've been going to this counselor. And it's because because you're focusing on energy, you can get right to the heart of what it is for that person and really help them work with that. So that's my take on it.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. I like the way you just tied that piece all up. So the question was, how does energy healing challenge the belief that only Western medicine can significantly impact well-being? And I think that all 4 of you have given beautiful explanation from different perspectives that they work together. And there are times when energy healing is more impactful. There are other times when it works hand in hand. But there hasn't been one example yet that said that energy healing has not been useful, which I find fascinating. And that's our kind of our next question. We're going to start with Joyita for this one. How does energy healing blur the lines between mind and body? Not necessarily the spiritual, but mind and body. Oh, you're going to have to unmute. There you go.
Yes, I did. Yeah. So, we know that when we have all seen water, and when we put it in the freezer, it becomes ice.
Hmm.
Similarly, our body and mind are just the same. The ice is the body which we can see, and the water is the mind, which is flowing. So they are interconnected. So whatever is going on, and now that everybody knows about the metaphysical causes of any disease, is like, suppose I've been heartbroken and I've not got love in my life. So what happens is I carry a lot of bitterness in my heart. My heart chakra is going to be impacted. And physically, we will see issues related to the heart. I mean, people who are so bitter in their life will have some problem in the bile, the flow of bile in their body, because so much of it is we are carrying. So most of the things are to do with the mind, which reflects on the body. And, it just takes one thought to change that everything. So what we put in our, like, we say that we are what we eat. I say that we are what we put in our mind. And we have had stories of resilience, real life story of resilience, where it is just with that power of the mind that people have been able to de-stress. There is stress all around. And a little bit of stress in our life is good. Stress is always good for us. But do we need to take all that stress? Sometimes, yes, we do have to, because we are in a situation. Everybody's story is different. The narratives are different. But how you cope up with that? And the problem right now is that people do not want to take that pause. Sometimes just a pause is enough. Sometimes taking a deep breath, a particular way of breathing, and it will take you 5 to 10 minutes. And I'm sure everybody can take that time out. But it is easier to pop a pill because, we have advertisements for medicines for headache, which says that within 6 minutes, your headache will go. And it's so very exciting. It's so enticing. So everybody wants to pop a pill, and it's not very expensive. You don't need a prescription for that. But if you do a bit of deep breathing every day, you work on your mind, you work on things which will increase your, it's basically your biomagnetic force around you changes. When you're in a better room, when you're in a park, when you speak to a friend, and your headache can go. So people are not ready to invest that kind of time. So yeah, that integration is required, but yeah, there are people who want to know more about it. Otherwise, we wouldn't have had this conversation and so many people watching us
That's
unless
also
it had
true.
been there. Yeah.
That's also true. So energy healing, blurring the lines between mind and body. And I think you've answered that in a beautifully simple way. Do we take a pill or do we do a little bit of deep breathing every day and change how our bodies react to our stress, which sometimes we need a little bit of? Thank you. I'm going to take this question next to Denise, then to Linda, then to Alison to end. Okay. So Denise,
Thank you.
how is energy healing blurring the lines between mind and body?
Yeah, thank you. How do you pronounce your name? Joyita?
Yeah, it is Joyita. You're right.
Joyita. Thank you. That was beautiful. What comes through for me is that what I've always known and what has always been said is our mind is an unreliable filter, because everything goes in as the same. It has no bias to what goes in. So whether it's good or bad, it'll just take it in. But then it's what we feel and our emotions that attach the story that comes with that. And that's happened all our life. So when the lines blurred between, well, what is the truth of this for me? What is that truth of that story? What is the truth of, like Joyita said about love, we get a broken heart. And what is love actually to me? What is the stories or the narrative that I've given to that? Because so much, this is what the world tells me and what I watch on TV and everything that's coming up. This is how love should be for me. But I'm not really feeling it in my body where that sits for me. Where does that energy feel? How does that energy feel in my body? What is love for me? How does that sit in my body? Is it painful? Is it gentle? Is it delightful? So it's going back, or is it that I've told that I've been unlovable since I was a child? So every time love comes to me, I don't believe in that love. So because that's of the mind, I've taken that story on and owned it for myself. And I'm not really feeling it in my physical body on how that really sits. Because if we sit with our physical body and feel where that sits, like Joyita said about the heart chakra, we feel it in the heart. We feel broken, we feel hurt. So we get blurred between the narrative and not feeling in our body, for me. So yeah, so it's really coming back and really listening to our body to really find the truth of the narrative of what's going on within my life.
Again, it brings us back to our first principle, which is really awareness of the energy that's moving through our body and the intention that we take once we know that that energy is there doing its work. So thank you. Beautiful. Again, you guys are weaving together a beautiful tapestry here. Linda, question is, how does energy healing, or in your case, energy, blur the lines between mind and body?
Well, I agree with everybody. You cannot separate the two. They are so connected. I mean, why is it that there are things that we know, if I do this, I feel physically better, but I don't do it all the time because my mind tells me I'm too busy, I haven't got time for that, something else is more important. You have to bring the two together. Otherwise, you get stuck. I think we've all heard stories of sort of spontaneous remissions, people who were diagnosed with something. I think probably one of the most famous ones is the book Dying to Be Me by Anita Moorjani. She was literally dying from cancer. She was in a hospital bed. They called the priest or all her family in because she was dying. But she was unconscious, and in her mind, she had this vision. She saw herself in her life and how she was neglecting her own needs and how she was taking care of everybody else. And she made the decision in that moment that she wouldn't do that anymore. She was going to make herself the priority, that she was going to love herself. she woke up, her cancer was all gone. I mean, they've done many scientific tests on her and many, many things like that. So I think something like that is just such a powerful example of how the mind, how once you make a shift in what you're thinking and how you're treating yourself, it has such a major impact on the well-being of your body. It is so connected. And you can go, I used to do this, and I know many people who do this. I used to see myself as, you know, I have a problem. I need to go find someone who will fix this for me, right? So I saw myself as someone who needed to be fixed, and I was looking for the person to do that. But until you, in your mind, identify yourself as not someone who needs to be fixed, but you start to look at how am I creating this for myself, right? I think you can look for someone who will fix this and make it feel better, but unless you deal with this, then nothing is lasting, nothing is really, really changing on a long-term basis. So I think they're absolutely connected. I don't think you can separate the two. And once you make up your mind, you decide, you choose to put yourself first, make yourself a priority, really come back to self-awareness and understand what is happening with your energy, how are you showing up for yourself, what energy are you putting out into the world. You have the choice to change that. And when you make that decision, that's when the energy healing can really help. Instead of looking for someone to fix you, you play a role in your own health and well-being. Yes, you absolutely have practitioners and anybody that you can turn to assist you. But if you don't deal with this, you really won't make lasting long-term change. It's my take on it.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Alison, your turn. The question again was, how does energy healing blur the lines between mind and body?
Thank you. Yes, thank you for what everyone has said so far. I completely agree. There is no line. It is one feeds into the other. Our thoughts impact our emotions. Our emotions impact how our body feels. And if we make a change in our thoughts, that changes our emotions and how we feel. It changes everything. And I love it when my clients come in and we have a session and they're struggling with something. And that could be an event. It could be what's going on in their life. It could be a physical thing. And simply offering a higher vibration and life force energy, something will click for them. And they're able to look at that situation differently. Or something comes to them that, oh, I need to do this or not do that, or whatever it might be. But they receive an awareness that they didn't have before, simply from being open to a higher vibration. And it's amazing the shifts that can go on with their life from that. And it's a shift in an awareness, which comes from our thoughts. And that impacts, again, our emotions and our body and everything, how we present ourselves. It is.
It's a cycle. It's a
all
never-ending loop.
interconnected.
Yeah,
Yes.
it definitely is.
Yeah.
Well, I would love to thank, we have 15 minutes left. And this is the point in our conversation where I always invite our panelists to tell us a tiny bit. Remember, there are 4 of you, and I'll be speaking as well, a tiny bit about your business. And if you have an offer, a gift, anything that you would like to offer to our viewers, that will be put into the links below. You don't have to mention your websites. They'll all be there in the links below. So now is the opportunity for you to start with that. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Since Alison was our last speaker, I'm going to ask her to be our first. Is there something that you would like to offer to our viewers, or would you like to go last and think about it for a minute or two?
I'll go last.
Okay, Joita, you're up. Next.
I have this practice called Healing Miracles. It is healingmiracles.in. The in stands for India. The details will be there in the comments. So you can visit my website. You have my details on the Sacred You community. And for the Sacred You community, like I have already told what I do in general, but for the Sacred You community, I am the tribe host of this beautiful tribe called the Child Within, where we do inner child healing. And this is a very, very, very sacred space where you can open up. It's a very safe space, I would say, because whatever happens in the meetings, during the meetings, stays over there. It is good to share because, sometimes we can unburden ourselves with whatever we share. So you can give it a try. And the next meeting that we're going to have is, I think, on the 22nd. Yes, I'm right. 22nd of February at 4:30 p.m. AEDT. So you can give it a try. Otherwise, if you can just write a hi on my DM and Sacred You, then obviously I can set up a chakra scanning. We can just find out which of your chakras are imbalanced rather, and I can work on a chakra alignment session for you as a giveaway.
Fabulous. Thank you so much, Joita. I'm sure that people will be very excited to see what you offer and what you're all about. Linda, would you please go next?
Yes, well, if anybody is interested in learning more about energy mastery, high sensitivity, feng shui, just anything energy related, I invite them to join. I have a free membership group where you can have access to lots of different information and also be invited to a monthly, what I call an HSP collaboration call, where we talk about all things energy and high sensitivity related. You can find that on my website. There's a button right there to join. It won't cost you anything. And I invite you to come and join me. Also to check out the Feng Shui Success Tribe, where we are doing workshops to help you really understand your home and how it's connected to you and how to make energy changes in your home. So come and check that out on Sacred You. Thank you.
Fabulous. Thank you so much, Linda. Very worthwhile. I visited both Joita's tribes and Linda's tribes. Fabulous, fabulous, fabulous groups. Well worth your time if you're already a member of sacredyou.love. So, Denise Blackney.
Hi.
Hi.
Yeah, my website's Denise Blackney, as you will see in the comments. Yeah, today I've got an offer of a 90-minute Zoom call if anyone's interested, just to talk about where they're at and where they'd like to go, and just to see, because we've got to start somewhere, and sometimes people don't know where to start. So I really love sharing what energy does and what energy work is, and all things energy in a sense, and then they can go from there and find their way a lot clearer and better for themselves. So yeah, just a starting point, just
Beautiful.
info. Yeah,
Such a gentle energy you have as well. So easy to talk with.
thank you.
Thank you, Denise. Alison, do you have something you would like to offer to our viewers?
Certainly. I do. What I'd like to offer is anyone who is watching this can send me a message, and we'll set up an hour-long session to go through chakra system, your meridian system, just see where you're at, rebalance as much as we can get through. And if you say that you watched this, 25% off. So
Wow. That is a very, very, very generous offer, Alison. Thank you. I hope many people will take everybody up on their offers. So I am, obviously, as you can see from my little name there, I am Sue Rumack. I do have a website, and it is called Calm the Overwhelm Coaching Services, and it is expressly for empaths and highly sensitive people. And the work that I do with empaths and highly sensitive people is teaching how to read, filter, block, and return unwanted energy, and how to read, filter, engage with, and welcome in wanted energy. And in the process, there is a tremendous amount of cellular healing that goes on, reduction of anxiety. Your life changes from the beginning of the session to the end of the session when you learn how to do this for yourself. So not only do I help with the healing, but I also teach you how to do it yourself. If anybody's interested in talking to me, if you there are links, you'll find them below. You can book a 1-hour Next Steps Life Blueprint, and where we will talk about everything that's going on in your life that you would like to talk about, come up with some next steps for you to act on or not, as you choose. It's free. It's yours to take with you. And hopefully we will find something in common and start to do something wonderful in your life. So that's what I will be offering. Now, I'm also the host on sacredu.love of Life Force Activators. Of course, Life Force. And we meet every 2 weeks. Our day is changing, our time is changing, and that will be noted at Sacred U, probably within the next week. So we have another meeting coming up. It was supposed to be next week, but I think I'm going to delay it until the week after so that we can have all of you lovely new people joining us. Now, I think that our lovely Sacred U host, who's hiding behind that very exotic picture, would like to say a few things to all of you. So please join us, Sophia.
Oh, sugar, I forgot to change my name. But anyway, that's life. Thank you, Sue, for a wonderful panel discussion. And thank you, Denise and Alison and Joita and Linda for really amazing discussions and so much knowledge. I've been sitting here listening, and I just wanted to share this, if I may. I've had the absolute honor, I have to say honor, the pleasure, and I don't know what words, of receiving a beautiful healing from the wonderful Joita, who is on the other side of the planet from me on numerous occasions, because I was born into a body with a genetic condition, and I'm in lots of pain to varying degrees all the time. Totally agree about blocked emotions. That impacts me so much. But just last week, I fell over and hit my hip on tiles, landed on my hip. And by the end of the day, I couldn't walk. The amazing Joita was able to heal that all the way from India. And by the next morning, I could get up and walk again, and the pain had settled down. So I just want to share that energy healing works. Don't matter where you are. Doesn't matter if you're on the other side of the world or not. It's the intention, and it works. So for everyone who's watching, do reach out to these wonderful people. Connect with them, even if it's just for a chat. But if you need any healing, we have all these wonderful people who can help you. So click on the links below. And while you're there, do click on the links below for our upcoming panel discussions, which we don't actually have one, for about another week. And right now I don't know what it is, and I'm not going to find it because it's not for another 11 days. But do click on the link, come and join us for the next one, and come and join Sacred U, come and join Linda's tribe, Feng Shui tribe, Sue's tribe, the Life Force Activators, lots of life force energy, and of course, healing the child within, Joita's child, the inner child one. $1, $1 US. Come and try us out for 2 weeks. Thank you ever so much, all our beautiful women, for joining us today. I have been really honored to be sitting here and listening to everything in the background. So
How wonderful to have all of our amazing panelists You ladies just lit up our panel. Thank you so much for bringing your energy and your life force vibration. We appreciate it.